Hi, I'm Andy Sanford. I'm a business analyst with GOSS Interactive, and I'm here to talk to you about business process mapping. So what are the benefits of business process mapping? Firstly, for your organisation, then for your staff, and then for your customers. So from the organisational perspective, it's about reducing costs. It's about improving services or even maintaining existing service delivery. It's about increasing engagement with your customers and reducing failure demand in the system. It's about eliminating waste, improving efficiency, increasing revenue and collection rates. What about the staff? Well, from the staff perspective, it's about reducing workload. It's about reducing basic admin tasks and rekeying of data and double data entry. It's about getting the right information at the right time to enable things to be processed the first time we handle them, rather than lots and lots of correspondence with customers and phone calls. It's about reducing errors in the system through integration and automation. It's about automating acknowledgements to customers and freeing up staff for more complex cases. And through the BPM process, we engage the people working on the work. We engage the staff in continuous improvement. What about your customers? Well, we're all customers. We all have high expectations. So it's about improving our customer experience. It's about that 24/7, 365 access to services that we all expect. We all shop online, bank online, book online, pay online. We do it because it's simpler, it's intuitive, and it's more convenient. We get kept informed at all stages. You can track a parcel across the world as it's coming to be delivered to you. You know where it is, at what point, when it's going to be delivered, and you're told when it's being delivered. It's about that Amazon-like self-service experience, and it's about increasing customer satisfaction. A lot of money's been spent about getting processes online and improving and getting channel shift moving, but things fall down. Processes get delayed, or expectations aren't set at the outset. If it's going to take 2 months to deliver, tell the customers that. If there's 10 weeks delays in housing benefits, make that clear at the start so that people aren't chasing it up. There's a lack of feedback through the process. Do customers get told that they've moved on to the next stage, that it's about to be delivered, that it'll be done within a week? No. So processes break down. There's a lack of resources, be that people or tools, due to many years of cost reduction exercises. Departmental handoffs in processes are a classic point that they can fall down. Has the information been got clean enough to enable the next department to do their part of the process? Do we understand fully the cradle to grave process that goes on and what's necessary to make it happen? Poorly worded communication can also be a big problem. If your customers don't understand what you're asking of them, how can they do it for you? And if you don't design for online or mobile these days, processes are going to fall down. So, what does that look like? On the left-hand side here, we've got a fairly ugly but decent form. It's a postcode lookup, so I don't need, as a customer, I don't need to enter my address. I can just put a postcode in, select it from the drop-down box on the right. From an organisational perspective, that's making sure that the address data is good. I'm not getting duplicate addresses added to my database. But when we do that on a mobile, it just does not translate. I can't even select the addresses. I can't even see they exist. So I can't complete it on a mobile device. So it's going to fail. What about this? This is a form that lacks the logic behind it. It's not smart. It's not intelligent. It's the start of a renewal of vows process. So I fill in all the information, names, dates, venue, and then I'm expected to look up the amount from a table below. Why isn't that automatically populated? Not only that, but there's validation on the field that says it must be round numbers, no decimal places. That then passes me through to make a payment. When I get to this screen, even though it's a registrar payment, so register office is where I should be paying, it's defaulted back to council tax. It doesn't recognise the reference number because, again, it's gone back to council tax. And the amount it doesn't like because the validation in this legacy payment system is different. It's looking for 2 decimal places. The previous form was looking for none. And it doesn't display on a mobile device. You can't see all the information you need. So all in all, that's a big fat fail for that process. And people are going to ring up and or come in a more costly interaction. So what does Socratim say? 2013, there was 9 million failed user interactions per month. So that's 9 million people tried to do a process online on a local authority website and it failed for whatever reason. The trend isn't exactly going in a positive way either, because in 2014 that's 11 million. 11 million people trying to do it, 11 million people having to do it in another way or not bothering. All of which is not good news. Predominantly the reason behind that increase is more and more use of mobile devices. What does that mean to customer services? Well, I can't do it online, so I'm going to send you an email. So someone's got to answer that email from a semi-irate customer now where a process has failed. But even worse, what happens if someone doesn't answer that email fast enough? Then I'm going to phone up or I'm going to visit, which is an even more costly interaction and even more failure demand in the system. So the average cost of failed transactions per council, again showing the same trend in increasing because it's based on the same figures, but £881,000 is the cost of failed transactions on average per council. These are savings that could be made just by improving the processes that we've already shifted online, let alone the processes, enabling new processes online. So our research, our annual channel shift survey, we asked our respondees how many of you are thinking about undertaking BPM to improve your services in 2015, and the resounding results were 89% of organisations are going to be engaged in BPM in 2015. Okay, so how can we help? Well, first up, you can download our free BPM tool. It's BPMN 2.0 compliant, so creates the maps in a standard notation that can be shared across organisations. But also this tool can be used to actually orchestrate your processes online. Our self-service platform connects together the online forms, this workflow, and can connect to third-party systems to really enable your channel shift. We have our own methodology based on the check, plan, do, review, standard 4-step process. Initial process that we look at is checking. So it's about understanding what's going on at the moment, understanding your current process, mapping that, understanding your statistics you have about your process, your KPIs, your demand analysis and failure demand, a SWOT analysis of the current process, any customer service stats or user surveys that you have, all go forward to informing the check process. Traditionally, we have problems here that organisations don't necessarily have all the statistics, and in which case we would help them to do some sampling or some user journeys so that we can best understand what's happening from a customer's perspective. We would ensure that people involved in the team have knowledge of the whole end-to-end cradle-to-grave process so that we make sure that whatever we do to the process is going to improve the end-to-end efficiency. After we've completed the check stage and we've gathered the information, the team would then work on mapping a future process based on improving the issues that have been found. And we look to identify the benefits, develop a business case, and draft an implementation plan. This can then be taken back to the project or program board to get the sign-off to move into the next stage, the doing stage, the implementation, where we look at the detailed specification, we get the project management of the implementation going, We look at the user-centered design, improving the channels that are available. Once the change has been implemented, we're moving into the review stage, which is all about having good program governance. I mean, governance around the projects and programs is essential because it's very likely there will be some challenging issues identified during a BPM review. And in order to address those, it's important that the project has an escalation route and that appropriate level of sponsorship is there to ensure that the implementation, the changes needed, can be made. So we also make sure we inbuild analytics into any implementation and monitor the analytics so that going forward you know that when you're performing the check stage again, when your staff are performing that they have the appropriate data that they can make informed choices about. Monitoring the benefits identified in the earlier stages. Did we make the benefits? Did we not? Do we understand the lessons learned? What happened in the project? Why has implementations worked? What hasn't worked? And also testing it with the user surveys. Has it worked? Have we delivered what we want? Now this is an iterative process, and through the course of a BPM interaction in giving support to organisations, we ensure we knowledge transfer the skills to enable organisations to become self-sufficient and to embed that culture of continuous improvement. Because the staff who work on the work are looking at redesigning the processes, it becomes a very sustainable process. What does Amazon-like service look like? So we've got our silver surface here. Derek and Doris, they bought a new sofa online on their iPad. It's been delivered. The old one is out in the garden now. They want it picked up by the local authority. So they got a nice easy form to do. They select a date they want it picked up. They say what it is. A cost is calculated based on whether they're entitled to any discounts at all. And it's integrated with a payment engine. Payment is made, and that's into the system. That goes straight through to a council employee who reviews it. If there's any further information required, they will fire it back, and Derek and Doris will pick up that notification and give any further information. As it happens, this one's all clean. They've got sufficient information. It's the right type of waste. They've made the payment. There's nothing necessary. So the council employee forwards it on to the operational staff to make the pickup. Citizen's been informed that it's going forward to the scheduling stage, and the operational staff confirm that the job is scheduled, which again notifies Derek and Doris, yes, it's being scheduled, it'll be picked up. And when the operational staff pick that up, they're there on their mobile device, hit collected, put any comments in, Derek and Doris are automatically notified. Behind that simple process is actually quite a complex process map. So within the initial application form, there's a postcode lookup to get their address. There's a lookup to the back office system to define what types of waste are appropriate and any scheduling information, when is the van in the area, etc. You've also got a lookup to the benefit system, as many customers offer discounts where housing benefits in payment to clients. So it looks up whether discounts are appropriate, then calculates the payment within the form, and then there's integration to the payments engine to take that payment. All of that is contained within a form. So there's 3 different integration and 1 database lookup to make one seamless form at the front end. Once that's complete and submitted and the payment's been made, it's then routed to the bottom half of the process map, where an acknowledgement email is sent back to the customer to say thank you very much, got it. If any further information is required, that's handled within there with automatic notifications to the customers. The customer can actually cancel the process at any point by sending a message. They can cancel up to the point that the job's scheduled after that. And then there's confirmation emails that the job's about to be done If there's a problem with the job, then there's a notification going back to Derek and Doris again to tell them, sorry, we couldn't pick it up. So all of that informs a channel shift dashboard, which tells you how many transactions are being done online, how much that saved the organisation. Also helps you to identify any trends or any issues where forms aren't being taken up. A lot of our customers use that as an internal communication tool, but some of our customers actually publish that on the website. What about some real use cases? We worked with our colleagues at Wolverhampton and the project team there to look at their tip permit application and tip permit booking process. There is a high volume of customer contacts via the telephone into the customer contact centre. So we applied the methodology workshop to look at the old process, gather the information, review the statistics. It's a very manual process, paper and telephone being the main channels. There was checking within the process that was manual but was not adding any value. Permits were printed out and sent to clients. There's no charge for the service, so all the costs were borne internally. They had spreadsheets maintaining the license details, and they were taking about 500 calls a month and issuing 1,600 permits a year and looking to redesign online. So the team got together, looked at mapping the new process and designing the new process. So it was designed as online and fully automated. So no manual intervention in checking addresses, whether permits exist, whether people exist already. All of the information was stored in our self-service platform, and the orchestration of the process was delivered through our process engine and our online forms. Because it's accessed via the website, external tip staff, who are third parties, outsourced staff at the tip, they can access all of the details that the customer can access and that the customer service agents can access remotely. And it's fully integrated with a booking system. And this is how the map looks for that. So effectively, it's a new application or it's a change of application. There's address check, there's person check, there's existing license check. If they're eligible based on all of those checks and the logic within the process engine and the forms, they're issued a permit and a permit number. If they're not, they're issued an automatic rejection together with the reasons why. Tip booking process, same, using our BPM methodology. Review the old process, completely telephone only. Manual spreadsheet booking distributed to the two tips on a daily basis. Taking 500 calls a month. They had a manual update of the permit, so they had 12 boxes on the back of the permits and they're ticked off as they're used. At the tips, because bookings were taken a day in advance, the flow was not controlled, so most of the customers with the big vehicles were turning up first thing in the morning, creating a big backlog. So other customers were stuck behind them because their big vehicles are taking longer to service and was causing problems at the tip. Taking all that on board, we reviewed the process, made it available online, simple form integrated to booking system and their existing data held in the self-service platform, half-hour booking slots in the booking system to manage the times that people are turning up, only 2 vehicles per slot, and the actual customer improvement in the sense that they can book half a day in advance rather than a full day in advance. Full access to external staff, to all the information that internal staff have, and to the customers. And self-service platform manages the 12 uses of permits and updates the records appropriately. And also built into that was an automated SMS reminder to people's phones sent out on the day of their appointment confirming their booking time, again to improve the flow at the tip. Very, very simple process sitting behind that. A lot of intelligence in the form to make the form easy, and integrated into the database, so that it's actually a very simple process. An acknowledgement email coming out and an SMS reminder that's automated behind the scenes. No member of staff has to be involved in that unless the customer presents. And if the customer presents at the office, then the customer service agents use the same form that the customer would do at home. Use case 2 is garden waste renewals, working with our colleagues at Craven, applying the methodology again, identifying the challenges of the existing process, which was manual. Spreadsheets were managing 8,000 plus licenses. There was no unique reference numbers. There were payment reconciliation issues, and there was poor customer feedback on the online transactions, that the forms didn't work and weren't integrated. And they actually had 40% of people completed them online, but 45% of people actually tried to complete the forms online. So they had a 5% drop-off who just couldn't complete the forms. So the solution was working with the team to take that intelligence that we gathered, to remap the process, to utilize the mapping software, to automate the entire renewal process, to integrate them with the payment engine, and using the self-service platform to fully integrate all of the payments together and maintain a single database. Also, we use the self-service platform to create unique customer reference numbers and to apply a check digit to those customer reference numbers, so that it makes it far more difficult for payments to go awry through accidental miskeys of reference numbers. First couple of weeks of the new process, it's running at 65% online take-up. So we've had a 25% improvement in online take-up there. Some mobile client examples. As I've already talked about, it's essential these days that all services are available online and also mobile enabled. We have a large number of client examples. We've given a sample of a few here: payment of parking fine, ordering certificates, and we've got access to planning and building control services, we've got bin collection date, and a change of detail form. So, how can we help you? What do we offer? Well, at GOSS, we offer training and consultancy. We can train you in how to use the BPM tool, how to map processes. We offer training in our methodology. We also offer support to projects. We offer to deliver workshops on your behalf, offer external challenge, run process reviews, even run service reviews. We have an active community of users who are looking to create shared projects, to share forms, share processes, share best practice to help you along the way. As we mentioned before, industry standard tools, our free BPM tool. We have a proven methodology that's been tried and tested with customers and is evolved based on real experience. We've got a lot of public and private sector experience, and we've got many client case studies which can help you get ideas about how processes can be improved. So, thanks for your time. For more information, have a look on the website. Thank you.